Careful. All right, hey everybody, it's Heather, and today what we're going to do is a 40 second on, 20 second off circuit. It's a drop step circuit. So for the first 20 seconds of each exercise, you'll start with a harder variation, and then the last 20 seconds you will drop down to an easier variation of the exercise. So the first one is going to be a band mountain climber variation. If you don't have a band, that's fine. Maybe just find an elevated surface like a step or coffee table or something, not too awful high. You can even put your feet up against the wall. That's really challenging. But if you have a band, this is great to use. So you're going to put it so it's right around or just over your lower back, the small of your back area, and you're just going to take your knee in towards your chest. Keep your weight forward, because a lot of people will go back here. You got to keep your weight forward, so shoulders over your hands or even over your fingertips. And then for the last 20 seconds, you'll just drop it down to a regular mountain climber. These aren't speed, these are more for core strength. And the leg that's in the ground, or the leg that's extended, you really want to squeeze that good glute of that leg. Pull those abs in nice and strong. So that's your first exercise, your mountain climber set. And then the second one, where am I here? Kettlebell swings or dumbbell. I don't have kettlebells here at my house, just at my studio, but here we're just going to use dumbbells. All right, so for your level one, if you have two dumbbells, you can hold them just like this, get in a little bit brighter stance. And you're basically just going to stick to a Romanian deadlift the whole time. Otherwise, for level two, you're going to swing the dumbbell or kettlebell back, push those hips back, and you're hinging from your hips. Okay, Maxim, don't walk in front of mommy, okay? All right, make sure that your knees are staying forward and you're pushing those hips back, all right? Yes. And then for your drop set, you will just come right down into Romanian deadlift. So just push those hips back. Your knees are just soft. You're not squatting down. You're just hinging from the hips. So when you are lowering, you should feel a stretch in the hamstrings. You don't want to go too low though. You don't need to go here. Just back about parallel to the floor. And then up and squeeze the hips. All right. Okay, and then your second exercise is going to be your row combination. At our studio, we're using the TRX. We're doing TRX high rows and low rows. However, here, I don't have that. So really, I'm just going to use body weight, or if you have really light dumbbells, we're going to do an L raise. So you're just going to hinge forward from the hips. You're going to bring the arms up. Max, and be careful. Rotate back, down, and down. So I'm going to show you from this angle. Bring the elbows up, rotate, rotate down, and down, and really get that rear delt. Or you can even lean forward onto a ball. And then you're getting those glutes activated a little bit more. And then your second 20 seconds, if you have a little bit heavier weights, I'm just going to take these out. Right. I wasn't as set up as I thought. Then you can just kind of hinge forward, keep the elbows in close, and just do a row close in like this. All right, think of bringing your elbows up to the ceiling, pushing your hips back, weight in the heels, and that's that one. All right, then the next one, all you need is a towel, or if you have a furniture mover, that works great. And you're going to do a reverse lunge with a slider and an overhead press. Or you'll start in an arm overhead variation. So, oops. Arm is going to be straight up. You're just going to come into a reverse lunge, pull it in, lunge back, pull in, really dig with this front heel to pull yourself forward. And then the second 20 seconds, just lower that weight. If your shoulder's really tired, you can bring it all the way down. If you don't have perfect form with a regular lunge, then you either need to just stay in a split stance variation, or just do a reverse lunge without the slider and the same arm motions. And I cannot stress enough that you do really need to have good form, because if you don't, all you're doing is compounding improper movement patterns. So really make sure you can perfect a lower level before you bump it up to a harder level. All right, and then band hammer curls. Can I have this, Max? Thank you. All right, typically I would have my black band out too, and I would double them up. So if you have 2 bands or dumbbells with heavier weight, you're just gonna do a hammer curl with the palms facing in and just bring them up to your shoulders. All right, so there's no rotation. Tuck your butt under, don't arch back like this. Tuck your butt under, nice tall in the torso. Make those abs work too. Bring it up, slow it down. So if you are using 2 bands, just drop one of the bands or drop the weight. You know, have 2 sets of dumbbells and then just drop it down. And if you've only got 1 set of dumbbells, then maybe you just start alternating side to side so one arm gets a little bit more of a break. All right, so that is your 5 exercise station circuit for the drop set round. And then we've got our finisher. So about 30 seconds for each exercise. You can take like about 5 minutes to transition, but really try to keep that break as short as possible. All right, so you're gonna start with fire out planks. Really shift those hips back, get your head as far away from your hands, shoot it forward. So as you're shooting forward, squeeze those hips, don't drop down, and don't stop too short. You wanna shoot it forward. All right, and then you're gonna do 30 seconds of vertical jumps. Level 1, you don't leave the ground and focus more on pushing those hips back. Level 2, explode up a little bit. And then your level 3, you're just gonna make a bigger jump. You can even increase the speed to make it harder. All right, and then we'll do our crab walk variation. Just like in grade school, you're gonna get down on the floor, get those hips up as high as you can, and start walking forwards and backwards. So depending on how much room you have, go as far forward and as far backwards as you can. You can even do a side-to-side motion. That's really hard. Your jumping jack variation. Low intensity, you just step 1 foot out to the side. Might not look very cool, but if that's the level you're at, that's totally fine. Classic jumping jacks. And then we've got our jumping jacks with the squat, and then we've got our Navy SEAL. All right, and then 2 more exercises. Frog jumps. You can stay stationary, just jump up. You can move, good job, Max. You can move it forward, and then another variation that I really like to do, I won't have much room to do very many, keeping your hands on the floor. And moving forwards and backwards that way. And keeping your knees wide and not letting them collapse in. You gotta push those knees out. All right, and then your last one, Heisman jumps. All right, so the direction that you're moving, lift that knee. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So the direction that you're moving, lift this knee, and then step first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like that, okay? It's not like a karaoke where you're crisscrossing your feet or anything. It's just think like you're going through some tires. And if you need to keep it on the floor, just for a lower intensity option, that's fine too. If you have time to complete 2 rounds, do 2. If you only have time for 1, that's fine. It's gonna kick your rear no matter what. So that is your drop set circuit with your 30-second continuous second. I can't even talk. Your 30-second finisher. All right, say bye, Maxim.
Bye.
Bye.